Hello, guys. Obviously super excited for this opportunity. Big thank you to Tom Berman and the rest of the Wyoming Athletic Department for giving me this opportunity. And of course, it's one of those days where you're sad to see someone like, Gerald retire. But super excited, obviously, to keep the program within our group and be able to take over and just keep building on what him and Joe have built here and just keep taking it to next levels. And like I said, I'm just very excited about this opportunity.
Kind of building on that, it goes from Joe to Gerald to you. How big is having that kind of stability in the program? Just, how big is that for recruits and the current players that you have?
I think it's huge. I think it creates that just comfortability for them, that especially our current players knowing, hey, they know what to expect when practice starts, when a workout starts, just because they've been around me, they've been around our program, and they know what we expect instead of coming in, brand new and everything's up and kind of questioning and whatnot. And then obviously for our recruits who we've already built really good relationships with, I think it makes it a lot easier to tell them, hey, G's retiring, but I'm stepping up and I'm the next one. So nothing changes really. We kind of keep saying everything's going to be the same, but a little different. And that's really how it's going to be. There's just going to be a lot of the same stuff that we've been doing for the past 19 years here at Wyoming is going to stay the same. Just a couple of things will be a little bit different on obviously the way I run things.
What are some of the things, Heather, that you learned from both Joe and Gerald that have helped you to get to this position?
I think the biggest thing is being able to understand how to control a team and, getting things done on a daily basis. I thought they both had their hands on every aspect of our team, whether it be sports medicine, whether it be, medium, our strength and conditioning. They always had a good check in that on a daily basis, and knowing that, hey, all those pieces create that foundation for our program and for our team. And just learning that, hey, when you won't let one little brick fall, that's when everything else starts to crumble. And understanding that you've got to keep all those bricks in line and keep building up on those and making sure that foundation stays stable.
I feel like I kind of have to ask, are the seniors, have they decided on whether or not they'll be back or not? Do you know?
I'm going to let them be able to answer that. Yeah. I think they're going to come out with a statement here in the next week or two. Okay. We're going to give them some time off right now, obviously, from just losing last night. There's a lot of emotions running around. So letting them have this time to kind of decompress and everything. And then they'll be saying some stuff and issuing a statement, I believe, next week or soon after that.
Awesome. Well, you have you have some really solid young players, how can you just kind of grow off of those young players and kind of the experience that they just had, especially through this postseason run you guys just went through?
Yeah, I think the big thing we always talk about is the more basketball, the better. And so for kids like Allison Ferdig and Emily Mellema, and even Tess Barnes, our 3 freshmen, being able to play in postseason, practice more, get into, late March where you're still getting the basketball in your hands and getting up and down the court only makes them better. When you come out of high school, you only got, 3 months, and when season's done, it's done and you're moving on to something else. And this is the longest they've ever played basketball before. So getting them into this, but getting that taste of postseason is huge. And I think, our upperclassmen, they know what to expect, and are ready to keep building on that. And, I think a goal for all of us is, hey, we want to do all this again. If it's postseason, we'd love to get back to the NCAA tournament and keep making those strides and making those steps. We're playing late into March.
So over the years, Joe, it was motion offense. That's what we had, man-to-man defense. Gerald tweaked some things a little bit, but still, primarily motion and man-to-man defense. What will a Heather Ezell coach team look like? What are your philosophies, or will there be much difference?
It'll still be a lot of motion for sure. I think one of the things, we'll really start pushing is understanding, when to take shots and when we need you to take shots. One of the things that I've always been taught, and ever since I remember back, in college, was shoot it before you turn it over. And I think that's going to be something we're going to start kind of really talking about even more is, we're still going to run motion and we're still going to do those things, but when we have a good shot, we're going to take those shots early and see what we can get going instead of maybe getting late into the shot clock, which at times this year has maybe caused us a turnover. Let's just go ahead and shoot it before we turn it over and go with that. But it's going to look a lot the same. What Joe and G has done here has been huge, and the defense and the offensive philosophies that they've built are things that we're just going to continue to build on and just tweak a little bit, but it's going to look pretty close to the same.
So, I'm from being a player at Iowa State, Heather, is this something you've always envisioned, getting to, this head coaching spot? And is this something that you've just kind of always thought was in the back of your mind there?
Yeah, absolutely. I'd even say probably back in high school. It's been a goal of mine. One was, to play college basketball, but knowing after that I wanted to coach. And I've had that goal and that dream ever since, I started really playing the game and understanding the game and learning from great coaches throughout my career, going, I want to be in their shoes and I want to have the same impact that they've had on me, on athletes and young players as well. So it's been something I've been working towards, and just, waiting my turn kind of thing. Keep working, keep putting in the hours and hoping your chance will come. And like I said, I'm just super excited that I have that opportunity to do it here at the University of Wyoming.
Have you thought about your staff? I mean, Ryan and Fallon are on it currently, but have you, I know this just happened. Have you thought about what your staff might look like, or is that something that will happen in the coming weeks?
Yeah, it's going to be something that's probably going to come in the coming weeks. I know Fallon and Ryan, they're on board. We're going to, keep trucking with those and then see what we can get in a sense of hiring another position. Haven't had a lot of time to really think about it, look at it, but it'll be something the three of us will sit down and kind of throw out some names and see what we can do that best fits us. We talk about that when we're recruiting student athletes, what fits Wyoming, what fits our team. And that's going to be the same way when we make another hire.
How many more scholarships do you guys have? I know that's probably dependent on maybe who's coming back and who's not, but right now, what are you working with? I know Grace has been with you guys since the semester. What's kind of this current recruiting class looking like?
Yeah, as of right now, obviously, not sure where scholarships, sit with seniors and what they choose to do if they choose to come back. We have Grace that joined us at semester when we signed a young lady in the fall, Annie, that will be joining us next year. And right now that would be our 15. So it'll depend obviously what our seniors decide and where they go with that, COVID year that they have.
Keith, Robert, you good?
Great.
Yeah,
Heather, congratulations. That's awesome.
Yeah,
Thank
Heather,
you.
Congratulations. Thank you very much for the
Thank
time.
you.
Ryan, you got a few questions?
Yeah, I just saw the email. Sorry, Heather. Congratulations.
Thank you.
I'm sure you touched on this. Just what are your emotions? And I'm sure this was kind of a planned thing, but to finally have it official.
Like I said, just super excited for this opportunity. Huge thank you to Tom Berman and the rest of the athletic department for giving me this opportunity. And it's one of those days where emotions are running crazy because G's retiring, and that's an end of obviously a really great coach and what he's done here. But at the same time, it goes back to a high because I have this opportunity to take over the program, and just looking forward to it and can't wait to get going, honestly.
It's funny because I think Corey Close last night said that you guys have such great chemistry and continuity. Is that, obviously something you think this will help carry forward?
Absolutely. The thing is, we always talk about is when you leave work, you want to be able to hang out with the people that you still, see every day. And that's something we do. All of us get along so well that it's not a big deal to go from, hey, Sunday, 3 overtime game, whatever, to Monday morning going, hey, let's sit and have coffee together and let's chat. And that's how we've been, all of us. So I think that continuity that we've built is huge and just helps that, hey, we're staying with it and we're going to continue it for the next, hopefully, handful of years.
You guys have obviously got to play UCLA in the last 2 seasons, and you come from, Iowa State, as a player where the Big 12 was so competitive. What do you think the next step is for not just Wyoming, but the Mountain West in general to make women's basketball in Mountain West more than just a one bid league at the end of the year?
Yeah, I think it comes down to, I think we've recruited good players in this league, and teams are starting to embrace that. And, you know, you've got the UNLVs and New Mexicos and CSUs of the league that are starting to play teams in their non-conference that are getting noticed. And I think the more that we can do that, and the more that we can keep getting our program put out there and keep being successful with that, only gives us that opportunity. Obviously, UNLV's showing in the NCAA tournament against Arizona was huge. You know, they played a great game, you know, had it down to the fourth quarter. And more that we can show that, hey, the Mountain West is something that you got to worry about, then the more we'll get noticed, and hopefully we can get more than just one team in the tournament and be able to keep building on that.
And one more for me, and sorry I was late, but what did Coach G mean to you just to have those 3 years of him kind of mentoring you and get ready for this?
It's hard for words to explain it. I always say to be able to come here and work under Joe was huge, but then to be able to continue to work under G was even huger probably. I think being able to learn from people like them and what they've done and the success that they have been a part of, you can only try and just soak in. I was trying to be a sponge for as long as I could, and as long as they'd let me soak in their knowledge and what they've done and what they've been able to do, and just keep learning from them. So it was huge to be able to do that under G. You got the taste of Joe to be able to do that there, but then even another little viewpoint, things that were obviously a little bit different from Joe to G, and it was good to learn those and just try and soak it all in as quickly as I could.